The National Academy of Sciences is a private non-profit organization in the United States. The National Academy of Sciences is part of the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, which also includes the National Academy of Engineering, the National Academy of Medicine and the National Research Council. As a national academy, new members of the organization are elected annually by current members, based on the distinguished and continuing achievements in original research. Election to the National Academy is one of the highest honors in U.S. science. Members serve pro bono as advisors to the nation on science, engineering, and medicine. The group holds a congressional charter under Title 36 of the United States Code, founded in 1863 as a result of an act of Congress that was approved by Abraham Lincoln. The NAS is charged with providing independent, objective advice to the nation on matters related to science and technology, to provide scientific advice to the government whenever called upon by any government department. The Academy receives no compensation from the government for its services. Overview. As of 2013, the National Academy of Sciences includes about 2,200 members and 400 foreign associates. It employed about 1,100 staff in 2005. The current members annually elect new members for life. Nearly 200 members have won a Nobel Prize. The National Academy of Sciences is a member of the International Council for Science, the ICSU Advisory Committee, which is in the Research Council's Office of International Affairs, facilitates participation of members in international scientific unions and is a liaison for U.S. national committees for the individual scientific unions. Although there is no formal relationship with state and local academies of science, there often is informal dialogue. The Academy is governed by a 17-member council, made up of 5 officers and 12 councillors, all of whom are elected from among the Academy membership. The National Academy of Sciences meets annually in Washington, D.C., documented in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, its scholarly journal. The National Academies Press is the publisher for the National Academies, and makes more than 5,000 publications freely available on its website. Since 2004, the National Academy of Sciences has administered the Marion Koshland Science Museum, to provide public exhibits and programming related to its policy work. The museum's current exhibits focus on climate change and infectious disease. Facilities. The National Academy of Sciences maintains multiple buildings around the United States. The historic National Academy of Sciences building is located at 2101 Constitution Avenue, in Northwest Washington, D.C. It sits on the National Mall, adjacent to the Federal Reserve and in front of the State Department. This neoclassical building by architect Bertram Grosvenor Goodhue was dedicated in 1924 and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Goodhue encouraged a team of artists and architectural sculptors including Albert Herter, Lee Laurie, and Hildreth Meyer to design interior embellishments celebrating the history and significance of science. The building is used for lectures, symposia, exhibitions, and concerts, in addition to annual meetings of the NAS, NA, and NAM. The 2012 Presidential Award for Math and Science teaching ceremony was held here on March 5, 2014. Approximately 150 staff members work at the NAS building. In June 2012, it reopened to visitors after a major 2-year restoration project which restored and improved the building's historic spaces, increased accessibility, and brought the building's aging infrastructure and facilities up to date. More than 1,000 National Academies staff members work at the Keck Center of the National Academies at 500 5th Street in Northwest Washington, D.C. C. The Keck Center provides meeting space and houses the National Academy's press bookstore. The Marion Koshland Science Museum of the National Academy of Sciences, located at 525 East Street, North W, hosts visits from the public, school field trips, traveling exhibits, and permanent science exhibits. The NAS also maintains conference centers in California and Massachusetts. The Arnold and Mabel Beckman Center of the National Academies is located on 100 Academy Drive in Irvine, California, near the campus of the University of California, Irvine. It offers a conference center and houses several NAS programs. The J. Eric Johnson Conference Center, located at 314 Quisat Avenue in Woods Hole, Massachusetts, is another conference facility. History. The Act of Incorporation, signed by President Abraham Lincoln on March 3, 1863, created the National Academy of Sciences and named 50 charter members. Many of the original NAS members came from the so-called Scientific Lazzaroni, an informal network of mostly physical scientists working in the vicinity of Cambridge, Massachusetts. In 1863, enlisting the support of Alexander Dallas Bache and Charles Henry Davis, a professional astronomer recently recalled from the Navy to Washington to head the Bureau of Navigation, Louis Agassiz and Benjamin Pierce planned the steps whereby the National Academy of Sciences was to be established. Senator Henry Wilson of Massachusetts was to name Agassiz to the Board of Regents of the Smithsonian Institution. Agassiz was to come to Washington at the government's expense to plan the organization with the others. This bypassed Joseph Henry, who was reluctant to have a bill for such an academy presented to Congress. This was in the belief that such a resolution would be opposed as something at variance with our democratic institutions. Nevertheless, Henry soon became the second president of NAS. Agassiz, Davis, Pierce, Benjamin Gould, and Senator Wilson met at Bache's house and hurriedly wrote the bill incorporating the Academy, including in it the name of 50 incorporators. During the last hours of the session, when the Senate was immersed in the rush of last-minute business before its adjournment, Senator Wilson introduced the bill, without examining it or debating its provisions. Both the Senate and House approved it, and President Lincoln signed it. Although hailed as a great step forward in government recognition of the role of science in American civilization, the National Academy of Sciences at the time created enormous ill feelings among scientists, whether or not they were named as incorporators. The Act states, "The Academy shall, whenever called upon by any department of the government, investigate, examine, experiment, and report upon any subject of science or art, the actual expense of such investigations, examinations, experiments, and reports to be paid from appropriations which may be made for the purpose. But the Academy shall receive no compensation whatever for any services to the government of the United States." The National Academy did not solve the problems facing a nation in civil war as the Lazzaroni had hoped, nor did it centralize American scientific efforts. In 1870, the Congressional Charter was amended to remove the limitation on the number of members. In 2013, astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson was asked to write a speech for the 150th anniversary of the Gettysburg Address, in which he made the point that one of Lincoln's greatest legacies was establishing the National Academy of Sciences in that same year, which had the long-term effect of setting our nation on a course of scientifically enlightened governance, without which we all may perish from this earth. Presidents. The President is the head of the Academy, elected by majority vote of the membership to serve in this position for a term to be determined by the Governing Council, not to exceed 6 years, and may be re-elected for a second term. The Academy has had 22 presidents since its foundation. The current president is geophysicist Marcia K. McNutt, whose term expires June 30, 2022. Awards. The Academy gives a number of different awards. General Barnard Medal for Meritorious Service to Science, John J. Carty Award for the Advancement of Science, NAS Award for Initiatives in Research, NAS Award for Scientific Reviewing, Public Welfare Medal. Astronomy, Astrophysics Henry Draper Medal, J. Lawrence Smith Medal, James Craig Watson Medal. Behavioral Social Sciences NAS Award for Behavior Research relevant to the prevention of nuclear war. Troland Research Awards. Biology and Medicine Alexander Hollander Award in Biophysics Jesse Stevenson Kovalenko Medal Richard Lounsbury Award. NAS Award in Molecular Biology NAS Award in the Neurosciences Gilbert Morgan Smith Medal Selman A. Wakesman Award in Microbiology. Chemistry NAS Award in Chemical Sciences NAS Award for Chemistry in Service to Society. Earth and Environmental Sciences Alexander Agassiz Medal, Arthur L. Day Prize and Lectureship Daniel Gerard Elliott Medal, Mary Clark Thompson Medal, Charles Doolittle Walcott Medal, Stanley Miller Medal, G. K. Warren Prize. Engineering and Applied Sciences NAS Award in Aeronautical Engineering, Gibbs Brothers Medal, Naval Architecture, Marine Engineering NAS Award for the Industrial Application of Science, Mathematics and Computer Science NAS Award in Mathematics. Physics Arctovsky Medal, Comstock Prize in Physics, Alexander Hollander Award in Biophysics. Joint Declaration on Global Warming. In 2005, the National Science Academies of the G8 nations plus Science Academies of Brazil, China, and India signed a statement on the global response to climate change. The statement stresses that the scientific understanding of climate change had become sufficiently clear to justify nations taking prompt action. On the 7th of May 2010, a letter signed by 255 Academy members was published in Science magazine, decrying political assaults against climate change scientists. This responded to a civil investigative demand being served on the University of Virginia by Virginia Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli, seeking a broad range of documents from Michael E. Mann, who was formerly an assistant professor from 1999 to 2005. Mann, who currently works at Penn State, is a climate change researcher, and Cuccinelli alleges that Mann may have defrauded Virginia taxpayers in the course of his environmental research. Investigations had cleared Mann of charges that he falsified or suppressed data. Notable appointments. Ben Bars was the first openly transgender scientist elected. David Blackwell was the first African American elected. Edward C. Pickering was the youngest scientist elected. Florence R. Sabin was the first lifetime woman member to be elected.